Interior design is essential because we work to create spaces that allow people to live their best life, to do their best work, and to sort of have the communities that they wish that they have.
If organizations want to continue to grow and thrive and stay relevant, then they need interior design. Interior design allows them to create an environment where those employees can thrive.
Interior design allows us as designers to create space that intrigues, motivates, and provides a positive environment for the communities around us.
It's really that combination between design and creativity mixed with cultural anthropology and psychology.
Interior design is making people's lives better at work, at home, everywhere we go. Because a well-designed space can bring people together, make them comfortable, and improve their health.
Interior design ignites an emotional fuse of personal connection for every individual experiencing space.
Interior design is an opportunity to impact the environment around you.
Interior design is a network of friends that have the joy of working together to create beautiful environments for others to live, work, play, sleep, and heal in.
Interior design is a powerful tool to transform space into meaning. It provides the ultimate medium to tell a story, solve a problem, or convey a message.
It's the spark that leads to transformational spaces.
You can't create culture without space.
Space can leave you with a positive or a negative memory, and it's our jobs to ignite the positive and keep the fire burning.
Space is important because it impacts an individual's experience and plays a vital role in the welfare of those that occupy it.
It impacts our well-being, our productivity, it impacts our engagement, and all of those things are key indicators on how we thrive in our lives.
Space is important because it can be comforting, it can be inspirational, and because it's really all about the human experience.
Two friends collided interest and skill set to bring more art to the interior design world. Driven by storytelling and spontaneous amusements, their designs are all about understanding what their clients want each room to evoke and how to reflect their personality within the space.
You may have seen these two in matching outfits that coordinate with their art. They started out hand painting their designs on walls and have since branched into printing their designs not only on wallpaper, but also on custom textiles. The next time you can't find the perfect drapery to complement the rug and furniture that have already been ordered, give them a call. Please welcome your host for the 2020 FAB Interior Design Awards, Shishi.
Woo! Hello, and welcome to the 2020 IIDA Northland Chapter FAB Interior Design Awards. Tonight we'll be your hosts. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Kate. Even though we aren't all together as we originally hoped, we're so excited to gather with you virtually.
We're here at the Coven in St. Paul, designed by Studio BV. The Coven is a community and workspace that centers the experiences of women, non-binary, and trans people. We're so grateful to have the Coven as our home for this event.
We hope you have gotten your signature drink mixed, your popcorn and cotton candy prepped, and you're ready to enjoy your front row seat at FAB.
If you're watching this on our YouTube Live, we ask you to provide friendly comments. New this year, we'll have separate videos of each award category available on our FAB website for you to watch again and share. Later on in the evening, we have a special performance by local artist Ashley Dubose.
But for now, on with the show.
The design community works in a special realm between public and personal, creating spaces that are a reflection of the present moment that also stand the test of time, all in the midst of an environment that is ever-changing.
Tonight, we celebrate the inspiring work of the Northland chapter, so please raise a glass and join us in welcoming past President Madi Ansara and President Megan Duffy Sanacone.
Thank you, Shishi. I'm Megan.
And I'm Madi.
We want to thank you all for your resilience and flexibility as we've been adapting to the new world around us.
This past year as president, I've had the privilege to work alongside the board, our committees, and members to continue to actualize IIDA Northland's 5-year plan surrounding advocacy, professional development, membership value, and equity and inclusion. Our commitment to these efforts is more critical than ever. Over the last 6 months, our world has faced rapid change and uncharted challenges. Amidst all this uncertainty about our health and our future, our local community has risen to combat racial inequity and decades-deep oppression. As Midwesterners, as global citizens, and as designers, we have a responsibility to shape our cities in ways that give the voice to the unheard and to be torchbearers for positive change. We know we are up for the challenge. We will commit to the work, and we will emerge this year stronger than ever. As we gather together this evening, let's take a moment to remember and honor those from our community who are no longer with us, but whose contributions endured. Back in January, our industry lost an icon. Mark Esslinger passed away on January 21st after 63 short years of life. In that time, he made an impact on our industry. And for those of us who had the opportunity to meet Mark, know that he was a connector of people. Members of our community associate Mark with joy, positivity, passion, energy, kindness, and humor. He had a heart of gold, and sometimes even being referred to as the Oracle. Mark built meaningful connections and left his footprint on everything. He started his career at Steelcase and Dayton's Commercial Interiors, now Atmosphere, William J., now Fluid, and he finally became one of the first employees at Henriksen, Minnesota, where he became the owner and vice president of business development for over 14 years. In this role, he spent his days meeting with people and sharing insight and project opportunities, but more importantly, connecting people, mentoring, and listening. He was often admired for his quick wit and sharp memory. His legacy is one we can all learn from. He would want us all to carry on in the spirit of connection, which is even more important in these tumultuous times. We would like to take the moment to honor the life of George Floyd. The brutal death of Mr. Floyd sparked our local community into action, rippling out to global protest as people demanded an end to injustice. In the continued fight for racial equity, the streets of Minneapolis and St. Paul have been claimed by the people to call our communities and local and national elected officials to action. Let us open our ears to their cries. Let us design and build a world with dignity, equity, and justice at the core of our design philosophies. Let us stand in the gap for Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, Philander Castillo, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and the hundreds of other Black and brown souls who have lost their lives at the hands of police. Let's demand justice, not just hashtags. Let us say their names. Let us make Black Lives Matter. And let us make George Floyd's life matter. George, may you rest in power. Now please join me in a moment of silence to honor him.
As our community rebuilds and turns a hopeful look to the future, we support the work of our IIDA members to shape the future of a thriving interior design industry through Cultivate. Cultivate is our member enrichment fund. It is funded by our sponsors and provides financial support for IIDA Northland chapter members to deepen their knowledge, education, or research and advance their careers. Since 2015, we have awarded over $22,000 to our members through this program. Recipients have participated in classes, trainings, self-curated international trips, trade shows, and more. Normally, our grant process occurs once a year with up to $5,000 available. But due to the changes in 2020, we have expanded our grant cycle to include 3 specific grants with up to $30,000 being awarded. Additional recipients will be notified by the end of September. The first recipient of a 2020 Cultivate grant is Sarah Jansen of AECOM. Sarah won a $2,000 grant for her Healthcare Design and Innovation Graduate Certificate program at the University of Minnesota. The selection committee felt this program was incredibly timely amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. On September 3rd, Sarah shared what she learned from her experience with the rest of IIDA. It was inspiring to hear her story and see her giving back so we can all grow from her knowledge. Speaking of giving back, this incredible IIDA chapter is powered by our members who volunteer their time because of their deep passion they have for our industry. I want to thank all of our volunteers this last year for their time and talent. As I'm in the middle of my 3rd board role, I know the many benefits that come from becoming involved. Also, a special note of appreciation to the outgoing board members who helped us pivot during the first half of 2020. Check out the FAB program highlighting our current and outgoing board and committee members. Despite the curveball COVID has thrown us, our hardworking volunteers were able to bring you some great virtual events. Ethics CEU, Call to Courage, and the important annual meeting. While we won't have MiniCon or Fusion this year, we will have Vision as an upcoming event to keep inspiring us. As we enter into 2021, we are committed to bringing high-quality content, either virtually or in person as we are able. Dreaming up and executing an event like FAB is no small task. We were so grateful for Rosa Brand's leadership and the amazing team she assembled. We cannot thank this group enough, as this year's event was planned and then replanned. This amazing virtual experience would not be possible without each of these committee members. Let's hear it for the FAB Awards Committee.
All of IIDA's efforts are bolstered year after year by our annual sponsors. None of this would be possible without your generous support. A special thanks to our diamond sponsors: Atmosphere Commercial Interiors, Fluid Interiors, and Gardner Builders.
And now, before we begin the awards, let us introduce our esteemed jury.
Jeannie Lai is a design principal at Bora Architects in Portland, Oregon. As an architect and interior designer, her multidisciplinary approach weaves through fully considered design solutions from ideation to the craft and materiality of the design.
Jeannie is a strategic designer who values creating authentic experiences tailored to the unique stories of her clients. She finds inspiration from the contextual framework of her projects, believing that the meaningful design must be rooted in people, culture, and place.
She has numerous projects in her 24-year career in academic environments, community, civic, and cultural projects, as well as corporate workspace. Her creativity is maximized to balance design inspiration with functional program needs, budget, and sustainability goals, resulting in some of Bora's most dynamic and innovative work.
Recent projects include Oregon State University's Learning Innovation Center, the University of New Mexico's McKinnon Center for Management, workspaces for Airbnb, Microsoft, Nike, and Google, and a 21st century classroom building for Texas A&M. Jeannie earned her Master of Architecture at the University of Maryland, College Park. Let's hear a quick hello from Jeannie.
Hello, Northland IIDA chapter. Such an honor to be part of the FAB Awards. Thank you so much for having me. Seeing all of your great work really makes me want to visit Minneapolis. I really miss traveling. I've been dreaming about visiting places again. Something that gets me through the current times is a lot of small road trips and a quote by Vincent van Gogh. I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me dream.
Joseph Rodriguez is a design director at Studio O&A, a San Francisco design firm that has changed the way we think about work and workplace. O&A's process creates a narrative from the culture of the client and then uses that narrative as a framework for developing extraordinary office environments.
Joseph has been the creative driver on many such projects for the last 5 years, with groundbreaking designs at Uber, Meraki, Machine Zone, LiveRamp, Sloan Kettering, Idea Paint, and Happier Camper.
He began his career with Gensler in his native city of Houston, having worked as a land surveyor since the age of 17. Joseph arrived at the firm with a deep knowledge of site planning, a skill that placed him at the starting point of most of Houston's offices projects. It was a wide-angle introduction to the world of architecture, and it gave him an appreciation for the organizational logic that must precede every build. Eventually, Joseph moved to Gensler's interior studio and to the firm's San Francisco office, where he worked on projects in California, New England, Sweden, and Japan.
In 2015, he joined Studio O&A. As the design director, Joseph manages teams of designers and finds himself more and more in a mentoring role, teaching younger staff how to apply their knowledge to practical problems in creative ways. Currently at the helm of a very large corporate project in Los Angeles, he admits to dreaming periodically of small, fun jobs he could design in the trenches from start to finish. My preference will always be the pen and not the computer when designing, he says. Let's hear more from Joseph.
Hello, IIDA Northland chapter. I am Joseph Rodriguez from Studio O Plus A in San Francisco. During my experience of getting to see so many beautiful projects in Minneapolis, it reminded me of a book by George Lois titled Damn Good Advice for People with Talent. There are about 120 quotes within the book, but one in particular has always resonated with me. And it goes like this. There's a great solution, a big idea buried in every assignment. Whether for a new ad campaign, poster, brand name, letterhead, matchbook cover, even a number slapped on a building. I'm honored to be a guest judge for the 2020 FAB Awards, and I wish that we all could have celebrated this wonderful event together in person. Thank you.
Stacy Elliston co-founded Studio 11 Design with the ambition to create a boutique firm where the principals could be involved in every aspect of the design process. With an affinity for maintaining budgets and adhering to timelines, she draws on 3 decades of diverse experience working with clients such as MGM, Mirage, Marriott, Starwood, IHG, Fairmont Hotels and Resorts, and more. A pillar in the local design community, Stacy is a NEWH College of Fellows inductee for 2019 and a Silver Stevie Award recipient of the Maverick of the Year title.
Stacy's multidisciplinary design repertoire and a rich network developed through the years have seen the firm grow by leaps and bounds. She most enjoys leading projects that challenge the team to find the tension between spontaneity and rigor, refinement and rebellion. Under Stacy's leadership, Studio 11 Design and the firm's clients have achieved several awards such as the AHEAD Awards, the Restaurant and Bar Design Awards, Gold Key Awards, Hotel Management's Top Design Firm Award, Carlson Residor's Renovation of the Year recognition, and many more.
Prior to co-founding Studio 11 Design, Stacy served as a principal at RDH and Associates, Inc., an architectural and design firm focused on the gaming industry, following a stint at Wilson and Associates. She graduated with honors from the Art Institute of Dallas and remains dedicated to inspiring young designers through her position on her alma mater's advisory board, where she guides the hospitality design curriculum. Stacy continues to chair Dallas's Make-A-Wish Night in support of their fundraising goals. Let's hear Stacy's hello.
Good evening, everyone. This is Stacy Elliston, principal and co-founder of Studio 11 Design, based in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much to the IIDA Northland chapter for including me in the FAB Awards as a juror. Hang in there, everybody. Always remember, this too shall pass.
Okay, let's get started. Parameters and Knoll will be presenting our first award for the evening, Community and Civic.
This is Chris Rose with Parameters.
And Anna Bartz with Knoll.
Community spaces are such an integral component of the lives we build together.
We have all been missing spending time in these wonderful spaces. Tonight's entries make us eager to all be back together, enjoying community and civic buildings soon.
The community and civic entries are
BKV Group, City of Fridley.
BWBR, Shoreview Community Center.
BWBR, Clues Social Service Agency Office.
BWBR, Sherburne County Government Center.
HGA with APMA, Countryside Community Church.
The FAB Interior Design Award winner for Community and Civic is
HGA and APMA, Countryside Community Church. Congratulations to our first winner, HGA and APMA. The congregation of Countryside Community Church envisioned an intimate, welcoming worship environment with an emphasis on multiple types of musical expression and spoken word. Practicing active engagement in their community and in the world, members imagined the 65,000 square foot new facility as a place for worship, child and adult education, community daycare, music performance, fellowship, and community outreach. The church needed to embody the congregation's values as a highly social, egalitarian, Christ-centered group who professes equity, tolerance, environmental stewardship, and global engagement. Jeannie, what stood out most about this project entry?
The first word that came to mind on this project was elemental. The simple geometry and the composition of the white walls against the wood walls together was just stunning. The design is meticulous and rigorous. Keeping to this level of simplicity consistently throughout the different spaces is just really remarkable. The thoroughness of the design came through in the submittal. The submittal was really well done and connected the strategies behind it. Clarity of the plan and organizational diagrams were really great to see. The relationship between the material strategy connecting the interior and the exterior, all the way down to the details of the engraved donor wall, and then the furniture choices, wood and leather chairs that blends in and create that really harmonious and calming space. It's just also lovely and immediately stood out for us. Congratulations, well deserved.
Congrats to HGA in partnership with the local architecture firm APMA, Nancy Blankford, Jim Moore, Paul Newhouse, David Wilson, Hannah Meyer, Andrew Conzit, Tao Ham, Trig Hansen, Nancy Novak, Jamie Lewis, Michael Alley, Todd Moeller, Janie Mass, and Stuart Pointer. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work helped make this project fab.
Now Shaw Contract and Global Furniture will be presenting our Education Award.
This is Carrie Lyford with Shaw Contract.
And John Horner with Global Furniture Group. During this time, it's become even more apparent how incredible all of our teachers, professors, campus staff, and facilities teams are. We know the care they take with students is absolutely critical for the future of our world.
We want to extend a special shout out to all of those at home now helping with distance learning. I'm sure we've all come to realize just how special our educational environments are. So let's celebrate the education project entries tonight.
The education entries are
Alliance, University of Minnesota, John T. Tate Hall renovation.
ATSR, Planners, Architects, and Engineers, The Loft at Minnetonka High School.
BWBR, Buena Vista University, Siebens Forum renovation.
BWBR, Minneapolis Community and Technical College, Hennepin Skyway renovation.
BWBR, University of Minnesota, Shepherd Laboratories, Gemini Huntley Robotics Research Laboratory.
Cunningham Group Architecture, Minnehaha Academy.
Cunningham Group Architecture, Sartell High School.
Cunningham Group Architecture, St. Cloud Tech High School.
HGA, McAllister College, Theater, Dance, and Classroom Building.
Perkins and Will, St. Olaf College, Holland Hall renovation.
And the FAB Interior Design Award for Education goes to
Cunningham Group Architecture, Sartell High School. Congratulations, Cunningham Group. Inspired by Sartell's historical and contextual landscape, Sartell High School tells a unique story that welcomes students, staff, and visitors to a dynamic and innovative learning environment. Much like the Mississippi River, the Commons is a catalyst for activity, bringing people together to build a sense of community and promote collaboration. Program areas traditionally pushed to the back of the school are placed adjacent to the Commons, becoming accessible to all students. Shaped by student and staff involvement in the design process, bridges span across the Commons to act as a transition between general and advanced learning opportunities. Learning neighborhoods branch off the Commons and celebrate the history of Sartell's waterways, forests, and agriculture. Student engagement in the design process shaped the graphics and branding for the learning neighborhoods. Transition zones, or breezeways, between the Commons and learning neighborhoods house areas of specialized media technology and programming. Throughout the building, learning is celebrated by providing transparency, allowing students to see and be seen as they build, perform, create, ideate, and learn in various environments. Jeannie, what immediately stuck out to you about this project?
What was immediately striking to us about this project was the character of the school. The atmosphere that was created is so inviting and appealing. It had great balance of materials, really beautiful and simple palette, just the right amount of wood with a really targeted use of color. In the main comments, we love the contrast of the wood against the dark brick with the white steel beams. It all worked so well together, with the great daylight coming in and the wonderful views out. The commons and the group rooms could easily be in a corporate workspace or college setting. I think the design really elevated the high school experience, making it really sophisticated, and none of the institutional feel that we often associate it with high schools. And none of it was overdone either. The space just felt really wonderful. We also really appreciated the innovation in programming and planning. High schools are enormous buildings with really complex programs. Bringing out the specialized programs front and center and distributing the media program and integrating them into the common areas were really brilliant ideas, I think, that were instrumental to creating the informal character. Really well done. Congratulations.
Congrats to Cunningham Group Architecture, Haley Rassman, Bridget Hale, Judith Hoskins, John Pluger, Scott Krenner, Daniel Groth, Michael Berg, Tyler Whitehead, Mike Meddy, Dustin Schipper, Jeff Tonkin, David Monsenbecker, Mike Jones. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work help make this project fab.
When I think of equity and inclusion, I think of many people coming together to create something great. Within this space, everyone feels safe and everyone feels heard.
Equity inclusion is important to me. We've created a not-for-profit division within our company called Design Forward that works with organizations that can't afford design services. They often can't afford the construction either, so we try to work hard with our friends in the industry who are maybe watching this video, and thank you for what you do, to help deliver projects for people that need it the most.
I think our industry, we have a really, really long way to go. We're not the only profession that's beginning to shine a light on all the inequity that we're seeing. It's going to require a lot of resources, societal changes, but I'm very hopeful for the future.
I will be more thoughtful in the actions I take each day. I will educate myself. I will listen and be compassionate. It is important to help everyone find a place that they belong.
Creating design is a privilege, and I think we need to use that privilege more often to create opportunities for people who don't have access to design to really gain the benefits of design and to really help change the world. That's what we all signed up for. So doing that often doesn't happen in boardrooms, it happens in communities, and we try to do that the best we can. I encourage everyone to do more of that. This is when we need it the most.
I think a lot of professions and industries are just beginning to shine light on all the inequity, and I'm very hopeful that we're taking our first steps into making things right, because we can't continue to keep doing this wrong.
Design should represent our values of equity and inclusion, but it is clear that some voices have been silenced and minimized. Walk the talk. Don't just say you believe Black Lives Matter. Take action in your personal life, on the projects you collaborate on, and in the broader community. Design professionals have a unique opportunity to make an impact. Our IIDA Northland chapter is committed to creating space for all to be heard and seen, to educate and influence and support positive change. Become curious instead of defensive. Be vulnerable. Admit you don't know, but want to understand. Then show up, and show up again. If you're in a position of power, open the door for others to come in.
So a few months ago, I was asked to give my thoughts on equity and inclusion. And this was early in the year, prior to the death of George Floyd on May 25th. And at that time, answering that question was daunting. The word used was trend in equity and inclusion. And now we're just a few short months later and the entire world has changed. What do I think of when I hear equity and inclusion? Well, as a woman of color in our design industry, and frankly, there are very few of us in Minnesota, I have an immense physical reaction, and I can't really describe it to you. But the thoughts that come to mind are not pleasant. They are bred out of our years of my own lived experience and the lived experience that I witness of my BIPOC family and friends. I can tell you that the death of George Floyd hit the communities of color in a way that in my lifetime I had not seen before. I am proud of this moment we see in front of us, the rise of our young Black men and women, and yet I am extremely frustrated that it is 2020 and we are still in this moment. Philander Castillo died at the hands of St. Paul police 4 years ago, and we are still asking these same questions. And to ask our designers of color, what are you doing to promote equity and inclusion? Well, it's the wrong question, because I know their lives in and of themselves are a rebellion to the status quo. In everything we do as designers of color, we approach the process knowing the challenges our families and our communities face. We approach design knowing that it can either help us or hinder the process we make as a society. And we know that there's inequities in investment in the communities of color versus a predominantly white community. And we know that our BIPOC friends are often stripped of their dignity because designers fail to even ask the right question, or they walked in with their own assumptions. Or even more often, communities of color don't speak up because they do not see the face that they can relate to. So I feel like I'm here reiterating what is so obvious to our designers of color because we are asking the same question. So here, now, I want to change the conversation. I'm not interested in telling people how I'm promoting equity, but I will lead the conversation in design sessions that bring awareness to the underserved communities. I will show up, I will give space for people to genuinely share their fears and their frustrations. I will fight on their behalf as we get squeezed for square footages and design cuts. We are all in this together, and collectively, we need to solve the bigger problems. So I ask my communities of designers to do the same. Give room to those speaking on behalf of marginalized groups. And to my beautiful Black, brown, Indigenous designers of color, stand at every turn and at every crossroad, continue to stand. The road will not be easy. We know that, but the journey is worth it.
Now Atmosphere will be presenting our Healthcare Award.
Hi, I'm Terry Jackson.
And I'm Robert Foster with Atmosphere Commercial Interiors.
As our healthcare workers battle tirelessly on the front lines to keep us all healthy and safe, their work environments have become an important tool.
So join us in a sweet toast to celebrate the healthcare workers and the designers who work with them too. Cheers.
Cheers.
Honey rosé all day.
Ah, honey. Definitely a little honey. But where's the rosé?
After this.
Okay, got it. And the healthcare entries are?
BWBR, Mayo Clinic, Benefactor Recognition Design.
HDR, Allina Health, Mercy Hospital.
And the FAB Interior Design Award winner for healthcare is?
BWBR, Mayo Clinic Benefactor Recognition Design. Congratulations, BWBR. Mayo Clinic honors their philanthropic partners through custom plaques displayed in the Hall of Benefactors at their respective campuses. Philanthropic partners at the highest level of giving are also recognized in the Matthews Grand Lobby in the Mayo Building. The projects occurred in close sequence with the display in the Matthews Grand Lobby first, followed directly after by the Hall of Benefactors. The displays were designed to work in concert with one another while maintaining a distinct identity of their own. For Matthews Grand Lobby, the key design elements were the use of stone to provide a connection with Mayo's legacy and lighting to maximize impact. The Hall of Benefactors took cues from the lobby space through integral lighting in the ceiling panels that balanced the existing slate plaques. The end result brings a greater appreciation for the philanthropic partners of the Mayo Clinic. Jeannie, what about the design of this donor recognition caught your eye?
We really wanted to find a way to recognize this project because it was so thoughtfully designed, even though the project scope is very targeted. We thought the design interventions were really elegantly done and really transformed the two lobby spaces at the same time as unifying them. We really liked the integrated holistic solution of angling the stone panels and using the space for lighting. I thought it was quite brilliant to use that same detail in section as a ceiling panel and lighting strategy in the second space. In both spaces, this angling detail created a really nice repetition and rhythm that was unique and unexpected. Congratulations.
Congrats to BWBR, Nan Langevin, Pete Smith, Steve Berg, Laura Flynn, and Matt Sletton. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work helped make this project fab.
It's selfie time.
All right, let's do this.
One over here. Ooh, that's a bad angle. How about here?
Better. That's right. If you haven't already, snap some at-home photos. We'd love to see how you're watching and who you're watching with. Please post and tag at IIDA Northland.
Now, J&J Flooring will be presenting our Living Award.
This is Kelly Newman.
This is Tony Hill with J&J Flooring, excited to present the nominees for the living category.
The last 6 months have made it clearer than ever that we need to love where we live.
The designers of these projects have truly encapsulated what it means to call a place home.
The living entries are BDH Irvine Exchange,
BKV Group, City Club Apartments, CBD, Minneapolis.
BKV Group, Loden SV,
Blue Pencil Collective, South Hill Social.
Cunningham Group Architecture, Rafter,
ESG Architecture and Design, Marlowe Apartments.
Cass Wilson Architects, Elevate Apartments,
Mohegan Hansen, Nolan Maines.
Pope Architects, Brio, a Wesley Life community of healthy living.
And the FAB Interior Design Award winner for living is
ESG Architecture and Design, Marlowe Apartments. Congratulations, ESG. In the burgeoning River North neighborhood of Chicago, a collaboration to redevelop the site of a previous barbershop chair factory came to life as a 15-story luxury multi-family residence. Amid the evolving neighborhood of vintage brownstones and high-rises, the goal was to focus on an amenity-rich residence with a modern industrial aesthetic, historic Chicago charm, and a dash of humor. Amenities include a parlor room, fitness studio, and pool deck, warm hardwood flooring, a fireplace with hand-glazed tile, a diner-style wet bar, tufted leather banquettes, and killer downtown views fill these commercial spaces with a sense of class and importance. The outdoor pool deck incorporates an oversized harvest table, 75-foot pool, and an unmatched skyline experience to best appreciate River North living. The design details at Marlowe provide soulful integrity, creating a timeless background for residents to feel at home and celebrates life as a Chicagoan. Stacy, what are the highlights of this project that you and the jurors were impressed by?
Congratulations to the Marlowe design team. As jurors, we're always very interested in the narrative, which sets the tone for the design of each of the spaces. For this particular space, we were very drawn to not only the overall narrative for the space, but how each of the individual spaces within the amenities had their own story and their own details. And they came together quite nicely to accent and complement one another. You can see the details, you can see the story. Probably the best mail room I've ever seen in any multifamily project. The styling is great. The curation is great. We just really were drawn to how effective the use of materials was and creating the specific accent pieces that never strayed from the narrative and the story. You can see it from the rooftop patio down to the mailroom, into the units, and even the rooftop space. It was just a very, very thoughtful, well-designed, well-detailed space, and we commend you for that. So thank you.
Well done, Ann Fritz and Callie Brunke of ESG. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your projects, time, and work help make this project fab. And we have a bit of a plot twist. The jurors would also like to present an honorable mention in this category. A special shout out to Blue Pencil Collective for South Hill Social. A historic residence located at the top of iconic Stillwater Stairs serves as a wayfinding guide for the whole town. Originally built as a church in the early 1900s and later transformed into a residence, this structure sits on the edge of Stillwater's South Hill, overlooking the picturesque downtown and the St. Croix River. When it comes to getting social, the homeowner's love for entertaining was the primary factor of the renovation of the home. Well done, Blue Pencil, Casey Johnson, Regan Nix, Kirsten Campbell, and Marsa Sadiji. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work help make the project FAB.
Next up, Gardner Builders to present our Hospitality Award.
Hi, I'm Jess Stowe.
I'm Barry Stoffel with Gardner Builders. We are a hospitality company in the construction industry.
And we're over here at Gardner tonight enjoying some incredible food from Soul Bowl. Have you eaten there before, Barry?
I have not eaten at Soul Bowl, but I'm super excited. It'll be my first time, and I did order a special order of Snoop Dogg mushrooms, so looking forward to that.
With a side of Riri plantains.
Yes, yep. I ordered them both.
Plantains,
Yep.
plantains. Soul Bowl is an incredible Black-owned restaurant. They're local in our community, and we hope that wherever you are tonight, you are supporting our community as well and enjoying some delicious food with us.
Yeah, so I think something that's really important about hospitality is the reciprocity in hospitality. I believe that when you're dining at these local restaurants such as Soul Bowl, they're showing their hospitality when you dine there. I think we can do the same thing by getting out and supporting all the local restaurants and the local hotels. They're not going to be around if we don't get out and do that. So I think it's just really important for all of us, and we encourage you to get out there, support your local restaurants, support your local businesses, and support your local hotels.
And thanks to a community like this, we really do have an incredible variety, and we're so proud to be a part of this community and helping build it together. Let's take a look at some of those nominees tonight for the Hospitality Design Award.
Let's get it.
You want to try it?
The food now, can we?
Yeah.
Mom.
The hospitality entries are
Alliance, Lexus Courtside Club at Target Center.
Blue Pencil Collective, The Lumberjack.
Cunningham Group Architecture, Hotel Tower 2, Potawatomi Hotel and Casino.
DLR Group, AC Hotel, Grand Rapids Downtown.
DLR Group, Canopy by Hilton, Minneapolis, Mill District.
ESG Architecture and Design, and a Spa.
ESG Architecture and Design, The Last Hotel.
ESG Architecture and Design, 3 Jack.
Shea Design, Moxie Downtown.
Shea Design, PS Steak.
And the FAB Interior Design Award for Hospitality goes to
ESG Architecture and Design, The Last Hotel. Congratulations, ESG. With a mix of Southern influence and Midwest values and located in the Garment District of St. Louis, the design for this hotel celebrates the fusion of art, architecture, and craftsmanship in a city known for its eclectic cultural diversity. Harnessing this depth along with the presence of Vienna succession architecture, the design evolved into a contemporary homage to the deep roots of the building. As a former shoe factory, the design builds upon materials, tools, and vintage brands that once inhabited the space and now appear in the details of textiles, form, and patterns throughout the space. The immersive experience begins upon entering the ornately columned space. A custom bar stretches across a seemingly endless wall of windows. Guests who choose to host an event at this hotel enjoy the best views of the city. In respect of the cobbler's craftsmanship, all furniture was custom designed to incorporate unique elements of artistry. It's a destination for local artists, passersby, and most importantly, travelers from afar to converge and submerge into the local culture of St. Louis. Stacy, you have a breadth of experience in the hospitality design world. With your expertise, what about this project specifically jumped out to you?
We as jurors were very, very drawn to this project. We can see the hard work that went into this to be able to work with a existing historical building is not easy. We all know that. And not only to celebrate, to have the narrative of what this building used to be and the craftsmanship that came out of this building, and you're utilizing those ideals and those items and those shapes and those materials in which to celebrate the bones of this building. Great, great job. There's nothing that looks out of place. There's nothing that looks odd in where it is placed. The materials are amazing. The leather details in the strapping of the chairs, and just how you always kept to keeping the current story for this building and what it once was is something that was very near and dear to our hearts. And we really, really enjoyed going on that journey with you.
Congrats to the team at ESG, Ann Fritz, Bridget Hale, Lisa Vanderpool, Sarah Lagerstedt, Christine Picard, Steve Oakley, Mike Shane, Roberto Alfaro, Jim Doyle, and Meredith Wu. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work helped make this project fab. The judges also felt that due to the strength of the entries in this category, one project was deserving an honorable mention. Congratulations to Blue Pencil again, this time for the Lumberjack. Welcome to the Lumberjack, a destination for the whole family, complete with axe-throwing games, a bar, and a spacious fireside lounge. The eclectic mix of materials, fixtures, and furniture offset the raw structure to create a warm, comfortable, and welcoming atmosphere reminiscent of a home. Unlike the utilitarian and industrious approach applied to a typical axe-throwing venue, at the Lumberjack, one is met with the vignette of large, cozy lounge chairs and a warm fire. The open floor plan and clear dividers between throwing lanes further enhance the experience of the space. Everyone can feel a part of the adventure that surrounds them. Congrats to the Blue Pencil team. Casey Johnson, Regan Nix, Kirsten Campbell, Marcia Sadigi, and Cynthia Marie. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work help make this project fab.
We'll now hear from Fluid Interiors, who will be presenting our Building Amenity Award.
This is Rosa Brandt.
And Anton Newman with Fluid Interiors.
Please pour me another signature drink.
I will in a moment, but first, didn't the Norseman Distillery do a fab job customizing these drinks for us?
They sure did. Cheers to FAB's first building amenity category.
These are the spaces that bridge the gap between home and office, making our offices feel personal and our colleagues feel cared for.
The first building amenity entries are...
Here's your drink.
Thanks.
ESG Architecture and Design, The Mark.
HGA, Tractor Works.
Nelson Worldwide, AT&T Tower.
Nelson Worldwide, IDS Tower Club.
Perkins & Will, 3701 Wayzata Boulevard.
Perkins & Will, RSM Plaza.
RSP Architects, 701 Carlson Tower.
The FAB Interior Design Award for Building Amenity goes to...
HGA Tractor Works. Congrats, HGA. Drawing from the building's strong personality and storied history, the design team honors existing conditions while modernizing the building through a full amenities reposition. The reposition features new communal conference rooms and enhanced training space, various gathering areas and private wellness rooms, prominent bicycle storage, as well as the relocation and upgrade of the fitness center and locker rooms. A new communicating stair paired with updated finishes and environmental graphics unify the space. The planning strategy heightens the connection between the original heavy timber building and the equally historic concrete addition. The original exterior windows, which were previously infilled, have been reopened and expanded, turning them into pathways to weave the two buildings together. The base palette is derived from the existing materials of the site, textured brick, timber, concrete. The furniture is inspired by iconic graffiti in Tractor Works' existing stairwells and management office. Bold hues pop against the neutral background. The environmental graphics give foundation to the Tractor Works brand. Historic imagery of tractors and sleds overlay bright graffiti like swaths of color. Joseph, what did you and the other jurors note while discussing this project?
We love the story behind this project with respect to the existing site and materiality. The design team made calculated decisions about where to incorporate color and environmental graphics, and even with the large scale of the space and robust materials like brick and concrete, they were able to balance the interiors to be comfortable and inviting. The project was holistic and presented the complexity of a full project. One of my favorite details of the project is that it's seamless from one programmed area to the next, and even with the sky bridge, an element that would usually take the back seat to the interiors, was treated with equal care to create a vibrant view for the pedestrians within and to the city streets below.
Congrats to the HGA team, Natalie Rethlake, David Little, Andrew Sundell, Stephen Pepper, Britt Arendler, and Sar Schnucker. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work help make this project fab.
These signature drinks are fantastic, right?
Yeah, I may have had a few by now. Anyone need to take a bio break? Oh wait, that's right. You can just hit pause and not miss a thing.
And you don't need to wait in line at the restroom. Now, Interium and Herman Miller will be presenting our Small Workplace Award.
Hi, this is Sarah Swanson with Interium.
And Amanda Hooper with Herman Miller. Whether big or small, workspaces should work for the people they're built for.
This collection of spaces put in the work and truly reflect the values and personalities of the companies that inhabit them.
The small workplace entries are
BWBR, Mayo Clinic, Administrative Workplace.
Cunningham Group Architecture, Brotman Hall.
Perkins & Will, Boston Consulting Group.
Gensler, Minneapolis Design Firm.
HDR, MG McGrath Corporate Headquarters.
MSR Design, North Shore Bank.
Nelson Worldwide, Chartwell Offices.
RSP Architects, Mortensen Innovation Center.
Shea Design, Cole McVoy.
And the FAB Interior Design Award winner for Small Workplace is
Gensler, Minneapolis Design Firm. Well done, Gensler. The new workplace for this growing Minneapolis design firm is a celebration of old and new, raw and refined. Recognizing the potential sitting atop the historic Baker Building, the design team stripped the space down to its bones. An essential design goal for the team was to create a contrasting but equally rational dialogue with the space's existing framework, utilizing common, resilient materials to create a spatially layered intervention. The design team created a palette that was common, versatile, natural, economical, and sustainable to accommodate a modest budget. FSC plywood and pine emerged as solutions that could be applied in a sophisticated and functional way, reinforcing an office culture of experimentation, craftsmanship, and making. The team enclosed all of the new HVAC within an accessible plywood soffit. A Morse code-inspired pattern of pill-shaped voids in the soffit distributes airflow, and the same pattern is carried through in the farm tables, acoustic panels, and restroom signage. Fitwell certification pending, a number of design strategies have been implemented that focus on the wellness of people and planet. Operable windows provide fresh air and daylight to nearly all spaces in the office. A custom hinged garden designed, built, and cared for by staff helps create a progressive environment. Joseph, how did this team's project goals manifest within the space?
At first sight of the premier photograph for this Minneapolis design firm, you're pulled into the experience of the flexible open office. The design team tasked themselves with lofty goals for this project, from its expansive open plan and custom millwork to the added greenery of the plant shelves, which bookended all the windows along the perimeter of the office. The project showed considerable ingenuity by respecting the existing materials and structure and balancing those elements with a new palette of sustainable finishes and pristine detailing. We found excitement in the design details and enjoyed reading about the process for creating the furniture pieces in the space, and how well it married with the story of sustainability and health and well-being. We love the natural wood and its use of creating the interior architecture. and how it seemed to float within the exposed structure. One of my favorite details of the project is the lighting and how it disappeared in the architecture. Some areas were flooded with natural light, while other areas were more dramatic and pulled your curiosity to move through the space.
Congrats to the Gensler team. Doug Larson, Shannon Crenshaw, Abby Carlson, Bill Baxley, Garrett Jones, Jesse Baldry, Jeff Walls, and Reed Zielkowski. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work helped make this project fab.
iSpace and Tarkett will present our Large Workplace Award.
This is Janae Bassler with iSpace Environments.
And Kirsten Larson with Tarkett. Who's excited to one day get back to the workplace?
We all thrive when we're together. These project entries are some of the brightest examples of large-scale workplaces.
The large workplace entries are
BWBR, Securian Financial Headquarters.
DLR Group, Confidential Health Technology.
DLR Group, Merchant and Gold.
HGA, International Dairy Queen Headquarters.
HGA, McGough Headquarters.
HGA, Sleep Number Headquarters.
HTG Architects, Rachel Properties.
Perkins & Well, Land O'Lakes Headquarters.
Ryan A&E Inc., Confidential Client.
And the FAB Interior Design Award winner for Large Workplace is
HGA Sleep Number Headquarters. Congratulations, HGA. Sleep Number's relocation from the outer suburbs to downtown Minneapolis placed them within a 250,000 square foot 1980s former data center. Taking inspiration from urban planning, the building's massive floor plate is organized as a small city. Anchored by a central plaza, the plaza lives in the very center of the floor, prioritizing individual workspace along the windows, localizing amenities, and creating a beacon for intuitive wayfinding. Within the plaza is shared amenity and meeting space, drawing everyone together around food, conversation, and collaboration. There is an energy to the plaza that radiates outward along the city streets to departmental neighborhoods and pocket parks of community space, ultimately invigorating the work lives of each individual and elevating Sleep Number's collaborative culture. Joseph, what challenges did this team overcome to create a successful design?
We commend the design team for the solution they provided for the Sleep Number headquarters. The challenge of taking a large building footprint and organizing it in such a way that seemed effortless was the biggest goal that the judges believe the design team conquered. The design team shared its inspiration of urban planning, which helped them make strategic plans for circulation and proximity to light within the floor plan. The results were smaller, beautifully organized neighborhoods that permeated all corners of the building. We can see that the design team had fun with this project and looked to the Sleep Number brand and surrounding topography for inspiration to make key decisions about color, texture, and motifs. The use of contrasting species of wood and warm textiles brought life to the inner core of the building. The plan also supported choice of work positions and options for endless collaboration opportunities. One of my favorite details of the project were the subtle brand motifs against the large architectural expressions. This represented balance and created a more intimate workspace within the large shell of the building.
Congrats to HGA team, Paula Storseen, Jason Askew, Natalie Rethlake, Deb Barnes, Matt Hart, Kate Levine, Rich Bonine, Britt Arendler, Anton Tillman, Joe Wetternock, and Kevin Lynn. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work helped make this project fab.
Give it up for Ashley DuBose. Her message to be you speaks to us, and I'm sure speaks to each one of you. That message, accompanied with the images of our communities, makes us so proud to live in Minnesota and grateful that designers like you are working to improve its built environment every day. Now welcome back Megan to present our Emerging Design Professional Award.
Emerging Design Professional is a new award this year. Our Northland chapter is composed of such hardworking, inspiring individuals who are motivated to elevate their design work, their teams, and their firms. This award honors a current IIDA Northland chapter member who has shown exceptional leadership, exemplifies excellence, and dedication to their work, made significant contributions to the profession and the community, and has practiced interior design for less than 10 years. They are considered to be the one to watch in our interior design community. This award is open to professionals practicing interior design, reps, and dealers. The FAB Emerging Design Professional is
Jamie Ide with Perkins & Will.
Jamie has exemplified design excellence and leadership at the project and firm level and has shown a commitment to giving back through community engagement and volunteer roles by sharing her knowledge with the profession through external presentations. Jamie's positivity, patience, poise, and empathy make her an effective leader, a thoughtful designer, a highly sought-after collaborator, and earns her the respect of clients, colleagues, and community members alike. Jamie shows excellence and dedication in all that she does. Her commitment to high-quality design, her natural leadership abilities, and a high degree of personal integrity and kindness makes her the one to watch in our community. Congratulations, Jamie. Let's take a look at some of her wonderful work.
The judges were blown away by Jamie's beautiful design portfolio. It was amazing to see the types of projects and design that she has had the opportunity to be a part of and to lead. They were impressed by her community and speaking engagements, and by reviewing her nomination, you can see Jamie's drive and commitment for the interior design profession. Her people-first mentality is clear.
What? Tom shouted. That beanpole with the carroty hair?
Who's ready for story time? General Office Products and Steelcase will be presenting our Design Presentation and Storytelling Award.
Good evening. This is Megan Little with General Office Products. And this is Shauna Sen with Steelcase. We are honored to present the award for design, presentation, and storytelling. Stories are recognizable patterns, and in those patterns, we find meaning. We use stories to make sense of our world and to share that understanding with others. Every space carries a story. How the story is crafted and woven into the built environment seamlessly and beautifully is a skill we're here to celebrate. Out of many project entries, our jurors have selected one project which embodies artistic design presentation and well-crafted storytelling. The FAB Interior Design Award winner for design presentation and storytelling is
Perkins & Will, Boston Consulting Group.
Congratulations, Perkins & Will. Minnesotans refer to any destination within the state as up north, even if that destination is west or south of where they are. To Minnesotans, up north is not a direction, it is a state of mind. For some, it is a culture rooted in family tradition and togetherness, some as aspiration of exploration and discovery, while to others, it is simply escaping the city and connecting with nature. This business consulting firm's new home in downtown Minneapolis uses this framework to organize and curate their workspace, situating their global presence into the bold north. The heart of BCG's workplace is a central gathering area extending from reception to work cafe overlooking the city. With plans to double their headcount over 10 years, office and meeting rooms not needed for short-term growth became lounge and gaming areas to reinforce a culture of work hard, play hard. In the spirit of discovery, interior wood-clad corridors house the firm's art collection and lead to light-flooded clearings at open work and collaboration areas. Angled walls and reception hide company artifacts that are slowly revealed as you wander by. Moss cladding at team spaces limit views in while maintaining access to natural daylight for the occupants. 4 materials chosen for their sustainable performance anchor the palette and reference elements in the northern landscape. Moss blocks at the 4 corners of the plan act as biophilic wayfinding beacons and indicate the threshold between the figurative woods and water. On one side, Highly polished concrete mimics the effect of a lake on a calm day, quietly reflecting surrounding elements and the soft flow of light from above, while the other will take you back into the wooden landscape. Stacy, how did Perkins & Will craft the story of Boston Consulting Group and present their submission in a way that stood out?
The award for the best design presentation and storytelling was a very easy decision and one that was very unanimous between all of us judges very early on in our deliberations. We would like to give huge kudos to the team from the Boston Consulting Group. This presentation was laid out so succinctly and so self-explanatory. We love to see all the layering and how all of the thoughts were derived and where they came from and how they were layered upon each other, and details such as lighting coves. We never thought we would be as interested in how a lighting cove got put together, or how all the layers of all of the materials worked together and how succinctly they were put together. But we give huge kudos to this team. This presentation was so much fun to go through, and it was so rewarding to feel like we were really part of it. And by the time we got to the end of it, we just had a very, very good understanding of what you were trying to achieve. So way to go and congratulations.
Congrats to the team at Perkins & Will. Ann Smith, Jamie Ide, Lisa Poole, Jennifer Christensen, Darren Klajeski, and Adam Hamilton. And congrats to all the project contributors. Please stand up if you're watching. Your products, time, and work helped make this project fab.
Now Henriksen and Allsteel will be presenting the 2020 Grand Award.
This is Deb Barnes with Henriksen.
And this is Jason Zilsdorf with Allsteel Gunlock.
And we are thrilled to be here today to announce the final award of the evening. Jason, any guesses on who you may think will take home the Grand Award this year?
Deb, it's just so hard to choose just one from the 61 fantastic entries. We've seen such innovative planning, creative concepts, and gorgeous project imagery.
I agree. Well, without further ado, the winner of the 2020 FAB Interior Design Grand Award is
HGA and APMA, Countryside Community Church.
Congratulations. The Countryside Community Church congregation desired a space designed in the spirit of its time, on the continuum of Christian tradition, a space that is environmentally responsive and technologically astute, an experience that appeals to the senses, that feels connected to the natural features of the larger site. Reverend Dr. Eric Elms, the senior minister at Countryside Community Church, says of their mission, "It is critical that we understand one another and resolve to get along with one another. We have to learn within our differences and see the common ground we share. This new worship space has become the common ground, that sense of home for this congregation." Joseph, can you tell us what else about this project drove you and the other jurors to select it for the Grand Award?
Amazing, awesome, it's perfect were some of the first statements when the judges spoke about the Countryside Community Church. We all enjoyed talking about this project so much, and we all had different reasons for why it resonated with us individually. There's fluidity in the circulation and a nice balance of open space as you move through the church. The sanctuary's circular form and further expression of this shape on the interior emphasizes its core goal of community and inclusion. The simplicity of the materials seems to fall behind and create a canvas as a backdrop to focus on the congregation. So we really saw the focus on the people and the community with this church. One of our favorite details inside the sanctuary was the monolithic slab of wood that was used as the altar. To us, it represented power, grace, and strength. There couldn't have been a more perfect way to create duality materials than the offset of pure white plaster to the altar and cedar plank walls. We felt that all of the other spaces within the church were just as equally considered with scale and balance. We also enjoyed the story of how the cross in the chapel was reused from its previous home. The space was timeless, the space is pure, this project was perfect. There was absolutely no deliberation toward this project for the Grand Award. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and another congratulations to all the project contributors who made this project fab.
Thank you to every interior designer, architect, project manager, engineer, rep, dealer, contractor, and consultant who worked on these incredible projects.
We love seeing the hard work of our design community. Every one of you makes IIDA such a valuable organization that I am honored to be a part of.
On behalf of the IIDA Northland chapter, we want to send a huge thank you to everyone that helped make this virtual event a success. Thank you to the Coven, Ashley DuBose, Norseman Distillery, Spinning Wild, Drew's Popcorn, Trio, Pimento, and Soul Bowl.
And Joe Kessler of Kessler Productions, our valiant video producer, our jurors Jeannie, Joseph, and Stacy, our FAB committee, and our presidents. We are Shishi. Thank you, good night, be FAB, and
Be you!
FAB Awards, Scene 3, Take 4.
Wait, you're supposed to stop.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, stop in your spot.
Okay, I'll do that next time.
And congrats to all the contributors.
But I need to do a little.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I can.
He's got to.
Hospitality entries are
Can we check the tape? Am I saying Alexis?
Wanted to act before, and I had thought of giving it to an older boy.
Who's ready for story time?
Let's try to find a new line in the book. Give it to another boy.
Okay.
It could be a
Like-
mixture of your inhale breath that you're going, Alexis, just
Hi, I'm Terry Jackson.
And I'm Robert Foster with Atmosphere Commercial Interiors.
As our work,
I know, it's all me.
we got it. It's all right. It's all good.
Amenities include a parlor room, fitness studio, and pool deck. Warm hardwood flooring. Jenny, I'm gonna murder you. Oh, can I start at amenities?
Yeah, we're gonna go right with amenities.
Amazing.
To the parlor room. That always cracks me up.
I'm not
I'm
saying.
hearing
Oh,
Alexis.
No, you're not.
Well,
We're good.
quit.
This is Rosa Brandt.
And Anton Newman with Fluid Interiors.
Pour me another signature drink.
Okay. Didn't the Norseman Distillery do a fabulous job? Fab job.
They
Fab job.
They sure did.
Yeah, fab job. Darn it. That's a hard word.
All right, stop. Nice job, you guys.
Thank you.
Stop for a second. We'll go back. Kate, you mind taking a little step?
Oh, sorry. This is a group step in? Oh, yeah.
the hospitality entries are
Alexis.
That's it. Keep going. That's all. I love it. Go back. That was fantastic.
I don't know why I'm not laughing. I'm really glad I'm not. Pull it
I need to
together.
get it together. Okay.
Get it together.
Go.